Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. I'm Chana. That took a while. That took like 5-10 minutes to get the setting right, and the lighting is not as bad as it was the other day. Mainly because I'm not seated like directly in front of the window. I'm across from the window, but I'm not directly in front of it. I think we learned our lesson last week. Just sit right here during the middle of the day. Okay, so it was 1 week into 2020. 2021! Not 2020, 2021. And man, has it been a week. But let's focus on other things other than what is going on in the world right now. So I did finish a book this week. I finished So This Is Love by Elizabeth Lim. It is one of the Twisted Tales in the Disney Twisted Tales collection. They're also coming out with another collection, and I need to order like one of the books next month. Not coming out. They have another collection that I need to start reading. I shouldn't give my money to Disney, but I might call the movies I like, so whatever. So This Is Love is a Twisted Tale. If you don't know, the Twisted Tales are kind of like retellings, but they take like a pivotal plot point from the movie or the show, the movie, and then they kind of twist it. And I read Conceal Don't Feel, and that one was Frozen. And they took the plot point, what if Anna and Elsa had never met, which was quite interesting. I read that one last year. I really enjoyed it. And so I decided to continue on. I finished 2 and I own 3 others because I just bought one today. And So This Is Love is Cinderella, and it's what if Cinderella never tried on the glass slipper. So it takes up from Cinderella basically going to the ball, meeting the prince, leaving the ball, leaving her glass slipper. And it goes on from there, and with the familiar elements from the movie, but then I know this is a review of the book, so there are going to be spoilers, and then it shifts completely. So in this one, so if you don't want spoilers, don't watch this video, because I'm going to talk about the entire book and my rating and what I thought about it, and what I'm going to continue on next in the series, because I have, like I said, I have 3 others. And one I just bought today, which makes my 3rd. Yeah. And I thought this book was amazing. It's probably because I haven't read like a really good book in a long time. But like, I was like really into it. I was really engrossed. I finished it probably in 3 days. It's almost 400 pages. No, it is. It's over 400 pages. They just keep getting longer and longer, because I picked up the Peter Pan one at Target today, and that one's like 420 pages. What am I doing? I have it right here. Let's look. Yeah, I try to take the Target sticker off, and I fail miserably every time. Because this one's almost 500 pages, and then they had the Alice in Wonderland at Target today, and that one was over 500 pages. So they just keep getting longer. Not that I'm complaining. It was really good. It was really, really good. So like, what happened? Let's talk about what happens. So Cinderella gets home from the ball, and the Duke goes out trying to find the maiden. And yes, Cinderella is locked in her room by Lady Tremaine, just like in the movie. But this time she doesn't get out. The mice don't help her get out. And because they're just mice. That's it. They're just mice. They don't talk. They're just mice. They're just there. They live in her house rent free. And so she doesn't get to try on the glass slipper. Lady Tremaine realizes Cinderella is the one that the Duke is looking for, like, really early on in the book, which is fine. Lady Tremaine's not, like, that big of a character in the book. Neither are the daughters. And So, and Cinderella like breaks the glass slipper so they can't use it against her. And she's so sad because how's the prince gonna know? Then Lady Tremaine sells her to a man who's going to sell her in another country. But she escapes and she meets a seamstress who works in the palace, and she goes with the seamstress to the palace. Not that she's looking for the prince. She doesn't really care. She had a nice evening. They're not really in love or anything because it was just one night. They just danced, She didn't even know it was the prince, to be honest. And so, and she didn't even know it was the prince. And she didn't. It's like, oh, I haven't met the. She's like, I haven't met the prince. It's like, I'm like right here, but he doesn't actually care. He actually likes that she doesn't know he's the prince. She's like, oh yeah, that's what I wanted my whole life, to not be seen as the prince. There's a whole thing about that. What I really like is they take characters from the movie that, like, you get to look at the king, you get to look at the duke in the movie, but you don't really see, their essence until, not until the book. And it's actually really, the duke is a really prominent character in this, and by the chance that he's trying to keep the prince from, Cinderella, and marrying a commoner, and he believes that he should marry a princess, and they make a treaty with another kingdom because their land. There's also a plot point with the fairy godmother that really wasn't. It was okay. It didn't ruin the. I rated this book 5 stars because I enjoyed it so much. But it didn't take away from the book, but also didn't really add anything. It was kind of I don't want to say low stakes because it wasn't really low stakes. It's everyone with magic is banished from the kingdom, but so that's kind of so the fairy godmother's breaking the law by helping Cinderella get to the ball, but it wasn't really that prominent because the fairy godmother was probably in the book 3 to 4 times, and it's okay, what is the point? Again, it didn't take away from the plot, but it didn't really add to the plot. That's my one biggest criticism of the book. So I still rated it 5 stars because I really enjoyed it. So yeah, there's that. And again, the prince actually has a name. It's not Prince Charming. It's Prince Charles. Thank you very much. I just like that he has a name because he never has a name. It's just Prince Charming. But yeah, it's Charles. He was off at university. Then he comes back and he's the king is going to pass the throne on to his son and step back from his royal duties. But first he wants his son to be married and happy. And the king doesn't really care who his son marries as long as he's happy. It's the duke that really cares. Cares so much to, at one point in the book, literally imprison Cinderella once they find out she was the mysterious princess at the ball. There was a lot of different elements. I got the original Cinderella vibes and kind of sequel-y vibes, but I don't know why. At one point I think the staff and them doing things around the palace kind of reminded me of the Cinderella 2 sequel, which wasn't the best Disney sequel because it was an anthology sequel, but that was okay. That I kind of got vibes from that. I had live actiony vibes with talking about Cinderella's backstory and about her family and her mom and dad and the stepmother. I also kind of got a little bit of Ever After vibes. That's another Cinderella retelling movie. One of my favorites from high school, with Drew Barrymore. And so there's a little bit of vibey with that. Not much. But then, because, Cinderella the fairy tale, if you don't know the original fairy tale, Cinderella doesn't have a fairy godmother. She has a tree that gives her her gown and her slippers. But Cinderella goes to the ball. They have like different balls. I think there's 3 in one of the fairy tale versions. That's the one I'm used to. And there's 3 separate balls. I was like, yes, please. Keep up with the ball setting. There's the original ball, and then there's a masquerade ball to find her again, and then there's a 3rd ball in there. So I was like, yes, please keep those. At one point, Lady Trimming does come back at the end of the book, like just reminding you she's still a character. Tries to keep the prince from marrying Cinderella by saying she stole everything. But he's like, no, she told me how she got the atoms. Thank you very much. She didn't steal. I don't know. The book was a good time. It made me smile. It made me laugh. Didn't really make me cry. I don't remember the last book I read that made me cry. It's been a while since I read a book that made me cry. So yeah, this wasn't on my original TBR for January, but I am like I just make TBRs saying like, yeah, these are the books I kind of want to get to at this moment in time that I'm making this video. But I'm like a huge mood reader because I just bought like 4 books, and I bought 5 books. 2 of them are waiting to come in the mail. But like, I'm a huge mood reader, and like, I had this on my shelf for a while. I was like, I want to read this, so I'm going to. Don't really care about, don't really care about my TBR at the moment. And that's not to say I didn't read anything else from my TBR. I have been making my way through other books, but this one grabbed my attention. If you like retellings or, fairy tales that are told differently, or take a plot point and just kind of like shake it up a little bit, then definitely So This Is Love. Really good. I do recommend it. And with that, that's all for this video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.